The man deliberately placed a bowl of water on the bed on their wedding night and warned his wife not to come near him. Every time she crossed the line, she would have to pay him $10,000. Hearing such an unreasonable demand, the woman refused to back down. She deliberately slapped the man's butt and decided to give him desensitization training later. In the middle of the night, the man had a nightmare. He jolted awake and threw himself into the woman's arms. Just as the atmosphere started to turn romantic, the woman suddenly noticed someone secretly taking pictures of them at the door. She rushed straight to the doorway and caught the person taking the footage. The intruder shouted that she was the man's aunt, but the woman still threw her out. Hearing the commotion, the grandfather and the man's mother immediately came over to see what had happened. The aunt happened to walk back at that moment, and the man told her to explain herself. The aunt claimed that they were only pretending to be a loving couple while actually sleeping in separate beds. After hearing this, the man quickly wrapped his arm around his wife's waist and said the aunt was lying. The woman immediately played along and said she really liked her husband and would never sleep in a separate bed from him. The aunt became furious. She said she had captured proof and pulled out the photos she had just taken. But the photos only showed the man clinging to the woman after being frightened by his nightmare. The aunt stood there dumbfounded. When the grandfather saw how well they got along, he finally felt relieved. It turned out the man and woman were in an arranged marriage set up by both of their grandfathers. When the man first learned he had a fiancée, he opposed the match immediately and demanded to call it off. But his grandfather told him that if they stayed married for 1 full year, he would receive shares worth $800 million. The man was stunned. To get the shares, he reluctantly agreed to the marriage. He had assumed his fiancée would be a successful businesswoman like him. It was not until he went to meet her to get their marriage certificate that he found out she was the daughter of a butcher. Because he was an extreme germaphobe, he hated being around people in that line of work. As soon as the woman realized he was the fiancé her grandfather had chosen for her, she was very pleased with his handsome face and great physique. But the very next second, the man put on a gas mask and said he no longer wanted to marry her. After saying that, he turned and walked away. His assistant hurried after him and reminded him about the $800 million in shares. The man took a deep breath. In the end, he negotiated with the woman that they would get divorced after 1 year. The woman agreed. He then climbed into the back seat of her 3-wheeled bike, and they headed off to get their marriage license. But when the tricycle rolled over a rock, the gas mask was jolted right off his face. He had lost his last line of defense. After they got married, the man sprayed disinfectant every day and always stayed 6 feet away from the woman. The woman felt they still had to live